Welcome to your gentle flow practice. We'll begin together lying on our backs, with the eyes closed and body relaxed, resting to the mat. If you've worked your way through the foundation series before this, welcome back. If this is our first practice together, I am honored you're here. We begin by slowing down the body, the mind, and the breath. Transition from your day into your practice on your mat, welcoming yourself here and letting any outside thoughts fade off, knowing they will come back when you're ready. Our time together will be used to get more in touch with ourselves, to help build strength, confidence, peace in the mind and the body. We'll work on our flexibility and our balance, but most importantly, allow ourselves time to just check in and be present with how we are today. This is your practice. I am simply your guide, and you know your body best, so listen to it. Let's draw our attention now to our breath. At first, just noticing it and how the inhales and exhales glide into each other. And then we'll start taking some slower breaths, so lengthening out the inhales and the exhales. Taking more deeper, full breaths and fueling our practice together with fresh oxygen and air. Breathe in slowly and fully, and exhale completely. Fully empty out your lungs. Let's take a slow, big breath in, and a slow, complete breath out. Inhale, expanding your edges and your ribs, taking in more than you usually do. And then exhale slowly with control. Let the breath all the way out, pushing to get out that stale old air at the bottom. Inhaling fully, relax your eyes and your face and your jaw. And exhale, let it go. Let's add movement with our breath. So on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead for the back wall, lengthening yourself out, and then draw your right knee in towards you. Give it a hug, interlacing your hands just below that right knee, and feel free to circle out the ankle. The left leg stays long unless you have any lower back pain, and then otherwise step that left foot to the mat as well. Breathing into this. Inhale, reach up, lengthening the body. Exhale, left knee comes in this time. Try to avoid tucking your chin here, so keeping the spine nice and long. Circle the left ankle, work out any tension, kinks, or cracks. And then come back to the breath, maintaining the connection to it as we move to keep us grounded and present. Let's take an inhale, slowly reach, making yourself really long, biggest stretch yet. And then exhale, both knees come in towards you. Use your core to draw them up and in, giving yourself a hug. Thanking your body for taking the time to practice today. And from here, we'll step both feet to the mat, keeping the ankles underneath the knees. Knees and feet are hip width apart. Take your hands down beside you, palms face the sky, and energize the hands so the backs of the fingers are onto the mat. Try not to tuck the chin. We're going to inhale and float the hips up to the sky, and then take an exhale to slowly lower them back down. Slow, big breath in to float the hips up, lifting up. Slow exhale to lower back down. Use your breath to help you. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. This is flowing little bridge. Inhale to lift up, pushing behind the eyes to the back of the head. Exhale to slowly lower. Check if your fingers are still energized. Take a big breath in to lift up, pausing at the top. Try not to hold your breath as we hold the pose. Still breathing easily, lifting the hips perhaps an inch higher. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly, slower than you want to, lower back down to the mat. Take your time, building up your strength. We'll take the hands to the lower belly and heel toe the feet out to mat width, allowing the knees to fall in towards each other for this interpose, TP. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Come back to those slow inhales and very slow exhales. Let's take one more big breath in here. And then heel toe your feet back together. Extend the right arm up overhead. And then guide yourself to the right side. We'll pause here for just a breath. And then press to the palms to guide yourself up to tabletop position, hands and knees. In table, stack your wrists under your shoulders, knees under hips, so there should be a space between your knees. Your back toes are untucked, tops of the feet on the mat. And now lengthen out your spine. Try not to drop your face to the mat. We're going to take an inhale to lift the tailbone, lower the belly to look forward, and a big exhale to tuck the tailbone, round the spine to gaze in. Big breath in, dropping the belly button towards the mat, heart shines forward, and exhale. Dome all the way up. Dome your back, looking in. Inhale to come to cow pose, looking forward. And exhale to push the ground away to find cat. Inhaling, articulating each vertebrae all the way up. And exhaling to find cat. One more flow through these, warming up the muscles that support our spine and our posture, using the breath. When you're done, come back to a neutral spine. From here, we'll extend the right arm forward, left leg back in opposition. If that feels okay, float all the way up so that they come parallel with the ground. Make sure you're not lifting that left hip up. It's in line with the right. Come back to your breath. Inhale. Slowly lower to the mat on an exhale. Inhale to reach left arm, right leg, and then float up. Front palm faces in towards midline. Back leg is strong and straight. Right toe is pointed. Just notice if you're clenching your jaw and relax it. I'll take a big full breath in. And then a slow exhale to return everything to the mat. Inhale to reach right arm, left leg. You're welcome to stay here, or on your next exhale, draw your knee and elbow together underneath you. Try not to touch the mat, round the spine. Slow inhale to reach if you've done that, and then we'll return down to the mat. Take an inhale, other side, left arm, right leg, floating up. And a slow exhale using your control with your core to draw the knee and elbow together. Push the ground away. Inhale to slowly reach, and we'll return everything down. Let's take Balasana, child's pose. Knees come wide, big toes touch, sink your hips down and back, and slowly melt your chest and your forehead towards the mat. You're welcome to do that or make a pillow for your forehead if it doesn't quite meet. I'm just offering some options. Find which works best for you, using this opportunity to breathe into the back of the body now. Enjoy this simple inversion and hip opener. And know that this pose is an excellent place to come back to anytime throughout practice if you need to take some rest or catch your breath. Child's pose calms the central nervous system. Take another full big breath in here. And exhale. Guide yourself back up to tabletop, making sure you're forward enough onto your mat that you can extend your right leg back coming onto the toes and still be on your mat, followed by the left. High plank, just to find length, and then lift your hips up and back, taking a generous bend to your knees to find our first down dog. Try to avoid stepping your feet closer to your face. It is a more productive pose when you find the length from plank. Feel free to pedal out the heels, working one towards the mat, followed by the other. And then we'll take a big breath in to look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale to slowly walk all the way forward. Coming into our forward fold, our first one. Notice how it feels. Continue to bend the knees before the hammies have time to warm up. And then we'll take a big breath in, reaching wide, reaching high to carefully stand all the way up. Reach up, and hands come to the heart. Let's find Tadasana, mountain pose together. Feet are parallel hip width. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Stand tall. Palms face forward. Energize the fingers and allow the eyes to close so you can go in. Feel your breath. Let it comfort you. Think of inhaling confidence and exhaling doubt. As we begin to move a little more, keep in mind that this is your practice. Do what serves you best today. Float the eyes open, touch the hands in front of the heart. Let's take an inhale to sweep the arms down and up, gazing up, and an exhale to lower them down. Good, big slow breath in to reach. Big slow breath out to lower. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Let's step to the top of the mat if you aren't there already. And inhale to reach all the way up. Exhale to hinge, bowing forward to forward fold. Good. I'll take an inhale to lengthen partway lift. Fingertips come to the shins. Draw your shoulder blades together to find length. Exhale to bow. Inhale to do that again. Halfway lift. Top of the head shines forward. Exhale to bow forward. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale this time to plant the palms and step back to find downward facing dog. Feet are parallel, hip width apart, fingers are spread nice and wide, and the hips are high. Let's take an inhale to move us forward to high plank. Your wrists should be under your shoulders here. Lower the knees. The challenge is to hug the elbows in towards you to try and lower the pelvis and the heart down to the mat at the same time. Untuck your toes. Inhale up to cobra, baby back bend. Exhale to fold. 2 more times like that. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale to come up, drop your shoulders away from your ears, lengthen the neck. Exhale to come down. From here, tuck your toes and then guide yourself all the way up and back to find downward facing dog. Take whatever movements feel good for you here, breathing easily. Let's take an inhale to look forward and an exhale to step all the way up to our forward fold. Inhale to come halfway up and exhale to bow deeply forward. Inhale, reach wide, reach high, standing up, reaching up. Hands come to the heart. This is Sun Salute A. Pause here to look up at the video. I'm going to demonstrate 2 options to lower to the mat from high plank. From downward dog, as you know, we shift forward to high plank pose. From here, lower the knees, hug the elbows in to lower the rest of the body at the same time. Untucking the toes, coming into cobra. The second option, from here, if that one's feeling pretty good for you, is coming forward to high plank, lowering the knees, and then trying to lower the chest next. Don't drop your face or chin. Lift the knees and lower your pelvis, untuck the toes. This is called knees, chest, pelvis, and works towards building the strength for chaturanga, which is in the vinyasa series. Let's move through a flow together, taking whichever variation works for you. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and exhale, bow forward. Inhale to come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale to plant the palms, stepping back to downward facing dog for a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale forward to high plank pose, lowering the knees, either lowering the rest of the body together or trying to lower the chest next. Your bum will be in the air. Lift your knees to lower your pelvis. Untuck the toes wherever you're at. Take an inhale to come up to cobra, bhujangasana. Exhale to fold. Tuck the toes. Guide yourself all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Using the breath here to get a little deeper, reaching the chest towards the mat, keeping the ears in line with the biceps. Working out down the backs of the legs. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, walk forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach wide, reach high. Standing up, reaching up. Hands come down in front of you. I will mirror you now. Let's step with the feet parallel hip width and then reach the right arm all the way up and begin to bow over towards the left. You're pulling that top arm back. Try not to let the top arm fall in front of the face. Kick the hip out in opposition to get a stretch. And look up if that's okay for your neck. Take a deep breath in, breathing into the side body, and exhale to come back down. Inhale to sweep the left arm all the way up and over to the right, bending over for our single arm side bend stretch. Breathe into the side of the body, stretching out between the ribs, the intercostal muscles, the lats. Inhale to come up and exhale. Let's let that go. Shrugging the shoulders up and down. One more time, inhale, shrug the shoulders up and let that go. Let's meet back at the top of our mat. Hands touch in front of the heart. Take an inhale to reach up. And an exhale to bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. This time exhale, tent your fingers, take the weight into your left foot and step your right all the way up and back for the back of your mat, coming onto the back toes, scooching that back foot all the way back so the back leg can be strong and straight. Protect your front knee, keep it over the ankle. Left hand comes on top of the left thigh. Slowly guide your right arm forward and all the way up. Finding your balance here, relaxing your face. Keep your left hand where it is, and then slowly begin to reach that right arm across the midline over to the left to get a deeper stretch into the right hip flexor muscle. Breathe easily here. And then we'll return back to center. Let's reach the left arm up to join the right. Taking just a big breath in here, and then lowering the palms in front of the foot. Spring forward, stepping that right foot to meet the left. Let that side go. Notice how it feels. Take an inhale to lengthen halfway up, and an exhale, tent the fingers. Left foot steps up and back this time. Lots of space between the feet. Again, protect that front knee by stacking it over the ankle. This is really important. Spine is long. Take your right hand to the right thigh, reaching the left arm forward and up. Working our way into high lunge on this side. When you're ready, slowly reach the left arm over towards the right. Coming into a little stretch. The side body again and the hip flexor. Back leg stays straight. Take a big breath in to go a little deeper, reaching, and then exhale to come back to center, guiding the right arm forward and up to meet the left. For a big breath in, and a big breath out to bow forward. Planting the palms this time, we're going to transition back to downward facing dog. So step your right leg back to meet the left. Work that out to find downward dog, and then we'll move through a flow. On your next breath in, come forward to high plank pose, Palakasana. Exhale to lower the knees, and then lower all the way down to the mat, either through knees, chest, pelvis, or everything at once. Untuck the toes, inhaling up to cobra, exhaling down. Tuck your toes and help yourself back to downward facing dog, taking 3 big cycles of breath here. Inhale to look forward, exhale to walk forward. Inhale to lengthen, partway up. Exhale to deeply fold. Root down to rise up, reach up, standing all the way, and then hands come to the heart. Beautiful job. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bow, maybe smile, because you're doing yoga. Take an inhale to lengthen halfway up, and an exhale to fold, stepping your right leg up and back, just as we did. This time, when you're there, lower your back knee and untuck the back toe. We're coming into low lunge pose. From here, take an inhale to reach back towards the back of your mat, and then exhale to sink your hips forward and down. Use the breath. Inhale to come out. Exhale to go deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your face. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhaling and exhaling, sinking down and forward. Finding low lunge here. You're welcome to stay exactly where you are. Keeping the hands under the shoulders, or take your left hand to your left thigh, using it to help guide the right arm up for low lunge pose on this side. Find your breath. And then if you're willing, reach that left arm up to join the right. And when you do, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Your hands are stacked over your shoulders, reaching up. getting into the right hip and right hip flexor. Breathe in. And then slowly breathe out, guiding the hands back down in front of the left foot. Tuck your back toe, lift the back knee, and step forward to meet the left, absorbing that side. Inhale to lengthen halfway up, and exhale to bow forward, stepping the left foot back to even out the sides here. When you're there, lower your back knee, untuck the toe. It's okay if our front knee tracks beyond our ankle in low lunge because we're not putting weight on it. Feel free to rock the hips back and forth again to help slowly ease into this low lunge stretch. Exhaling as you sink forward, inhaling as you come out. Working your way into this side and keeping in mind that often one side feels very different than the other. Let's pause in low lunge. Breathing here, taking the right hand on top of the right thigh, and then guiding the left arm forward and up. And when you're ready, joining the right to meet it. Take a big full breath in and a full breath out. Keep sinking your hips forward and down for a big breath in and out. One more time, inhaling fully. And then slowly guide your hands back to the mat. This time we'll tuck our back toe, lift the knee, and step back to downward facing dog. Notice how down dog now feels like a break. Pause here, or if you're feeling up to it, move through a flow. Inhaling forward to high plank, lowering the knees. Try to lower your chest next. Lift the knees to lower the pelvis, untuck the toes. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale back down. And now help yourself back to child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes are together. Melt your forehead towards the mat as your hamstrings touch the back of the heels. Breathing here and enjoying these moments of stillness to refuel and refocus. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Guide yourself back up to tabletop, hands and knees. From here, we'll step the left foot back, coming onto the left set of toes. And then take your right arm, sweep it all the way out to the side and up for a gentle twist. That back left leg stays strong and straight, lifting behind the knee. Gaze up to that top arm for a big full breath in and a full breath out to slowly unwind, stepping the hand and the back knee to the mat. Second side, right leg comes back. Begin to sweep the left arm all the way out and up, gazing up. Relaxing your jaw and your bite. Use that supporting hand to get a little deeper into this twist. For a deep breath in and a full breath out. Slowly come out, stepping back to the mat. Let's move through cat-cow. Inhale to lower your belly, look forward. And exhale, find cat. Inhale, come back to neutral spine. Extend one leg back, followed by the next, and then lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths here, and then finish off this flow together. Inhale to look forward. And exhale to walk forward. Notice how your body is feeling. Let's take a big breath in to lengthen and an exhale to fold. Grab for opposite elbows here, finding waterfall pose. Just allowing us to get a little deeper into this forward fold. Relax the top of your head. Try not to hold it up. We'll release that grip. Take an inhale to lengthen partway up, and an exhale to fold. Root down, rise up and reach up. Hands now come to the heart. Drop your hands beside you, and let's shake that out. Roll your shoulders up. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And again, inhale and exhale. Hands come to the hips now. Step your big toes in to touch and take an inch of space between your heels. Take a big breath in to lengthen your body out. And a big breath out. Hands come to meet in front of the heart. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Keep the arms where they are. And now sink your hips down and back into an imaginary chair. Squeeze your knees and inner thighs together, reaching forward with the arms, or if it feels okay, reach up. Sticking your bum out, avoid rounding the spine here. See if you can wiggle your toes. This is chair pose, Utkatasana. Breathe. Let's take a big full breath in now to stand up, reach up. Hands come down to the heart. Take your hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet away from each other and step your right foot back, turning your right toes to the top right corner of your mat and pulling that right hip forward so it's in line with the left. Lengthen your spine. And then lead with your heart to begin bowing forward, getting a stretch down the back of the left leg in pyramid pose. Only go to a place where you can keep both legs straight. It doesn't matter where it is. It's just important to stretch properly and effectively. Draw your shoulder blades together on your back and remember that the back of your neck is a continuation of your spine. So try not to drop your face towards the mat, tucking your chin. Finding length in the spine, feel free to reach back, turning your palms in towards you, adding a little extra heat to the triceps. Let's take a big breath in and a full breath out. Use the breath to aid this stretch. We'll take an inhale to lift all the way up, standing up carefully, and then step that back foot forward, shake it out, and notice the difference side to side as you shrug your shoulders up on an inhale, and exhale, let it go. And again, big breath in, big breath out. Big toes touch, inch of space between the heels. Lengthen your spine. Draw your hands together in front of the heart, and then inhale to reach up, sinking the hips down and back into chair one more time. Breathe into this, engaging the glutes and the thighs, working out our lower body now. Options for the arms reaching forward or reaching up. Spine is long. Wiggle your toes. Squeeze your knees together. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, sink a little lower. Now inhale to reach up, stand up. Nice job. Hands come to the heart. And then to the hips. Heel toe your feet back out. Stepping the left foot back now, straight back. Turning the left toes to the top left corner of the mat. And pulling your left hip forward in line with the right. Take an inhale to lengthen first. Grow a little taller. And then lead with your heart instead of your face forward into pyramid pose on this side. Remembering that from side to side, we can feel really different based on our habits. And also that when you first come into a pose, a stretch especially, it's always the most intense. As you stay there with patience and allow the breath to move through you, you will notice that more space becomes available. Breathe deeply here. Option to reach back. As more space does become free, perhaps bow a little deeper, working in slow, small increments. Both legs are strong and straight. Take a full big breath in. And a full big breath out to bow. Relax your face as you inhale, slowly standing up. Guide yourself up. And then we'll step that back foot forward. Shake it out, shrug the shoulders up. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. Let's work on our balance now, stepping the feet together to touch. Take your hands to your hips and gaze forward strongly. Begin to shift the weight into your right leg. I will mirror you, popping your left heel up. Play with your balance by hovering that left toe an inch or two above the mat, lifting the knee up, testing the balance, engaging the core. Perhaps play with lifting a little higher, parallel with the mat. If you step out, that's okay. You just come right back in, which is the work of yoga. And as you concentrate, notice if you've held your breath and then come back to it. Breathing easily, relaxing the jaw. Take a full big breath in and a full big breath out. One more slow inhale. And then exhale to lower the foot, stepping down to the mat carefully and shaking that side out. Good, shrug your shoulders up, inhale. Exhale, let that go. And again, inhale. And exhale. Hands come to the hips, feet come together. Begin to shift your weight now over to the left leg, popping the right heel, and testing the balance on this side. Imagine roots growing out through that supporting left foot into the ground, keeping you rooted here as you grow tall. As you lift up your knee, try not to lift the hip with it, keeping it in line. Balancing and focusing while breathing. Slow down your breath as you focus. Take a full big breath in. And then an exhale to lower the foot down with control to the mat. Shake it out. Shrug the shoulders up. Inhale. Exhale, let that go. And again, inhaling and exhaling. Let's come to the top of the mat now. Take the hands to touch in front of the heart. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog for a big full breath in and out. Inhale, shift forward to high plank pose, top of a push-up. Lowering the knees and the rest of your body down to the mat, choosing your variation, untucking the toes. Inhale up to cobra pose. Exhale back down. Tuck the toes and let's find downward facing dog for a few full cycles of breath. Take a moment to notice how your downward dog has evolved over practice from your good work. And then gently come out of it, setting one knee down followed by the next. Sitting back and swinging the legs around, and then finding the mat lying back, keeping the knees bent when you're ready. From here, extend your right leg to the sky, flexing the toes, and then cross that ankle over the left leg. We're coming into supine pigeon. To get a little deeper here into the external rotation of the hip and the glute, let's take the right hand to the thigh, gently guiding it away. If you need a little more, feel free to interlace your hands behind the left leg, pulling it up towards you. If you've done that and you notice your shoulders are way up off the mat, try to ground them down, and if that's not possible, come back a step. Allow your eyes to close and use the breath to help you get a little deeper into this stretch. Taking full, big inhales, full, complete exhales. If you've noticed your mind has started to pick up now that we have slowed down, just bring it back. Let's take a big breath in here. And then exhale to step both feet to the mat. Take a clearing breath in at center and exhale to let it go. We'll cross the left leg up and over when you're ready, coming into supine pigeon on this side. Guiding that left knee away from you or interlacing the hands behind the right thigh. Use your breath to help you stay present. Give yourself the gift of simply being in this moment. Let's take a deep inhale here. And an exhale to let this go, stepping both feet to the mat. From here, step your knees and feet in together to touch. Sweep your arms out to the sides into a T, or bend at the elbows for cactus arms. Either way, your palms face the sky. Ankles are under the knees here. Try not to tuck your chin. We'll push behind the eyes to lift the hips all the way up on an inhale. Exhale, steer your right hip down. Glue your knees together to let the knees fall over to the right side. Stacking hips and knees, reaching straight up and back with that left arm, and then slowly sweeping the elbow down and wide. Supine twist. You may find that that left shoulder blade is way up off the mat. It's okay, just take some breaths here, letting the breath and gravity to do the work, getting into that left pec muscle, your chest, opening it up. Take your gaze over to the left to complete this twist. And now breathe. Inhale fully. And exhale slowly. Let's come out of this together, turning the gaze to the sky, leading one knee up, followed by the other slowly and carefully, and then realign your hips at the top. Take a clearing breath in and a full breath out. Setting up for the second side, stepping the knees and feet in together to touch. Keeping the arms out to the sides. Take an inhale to lift the hips up, steering the left hip down. Set it down wherever it lands, leave it there. And then allow the knees to come over to the left. Right arm reaches up and back and slowly sweeps out to the side. Gaze turns over to the right to complete this twist. And you're working towards stacking your knees and hips and getting a stretch in that right pec muscle. Come into the twist this way to protect the lower spine, the lumbar spine. Close your eyes and allow yourself to breathe here into this beneficial pose. Let's take a full big breath in and a slow big breath out. One more inhale. And as you exhale, let's gently unwind. Everything comes back up to center, starting with the face. Guide the knees and recenter your hips at the top. From here, take your hands to your lower belly. Feel your breath there. And now open the knees wide like a book, taking the soles of the feet together to touch for supine bound angle pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. All you have to do is breathe here as gravity helps to pull the knees closer to the floor, getting into the external rotation of the hip and a nice stretch in the inner thighs. Relax your eyes and see if you can breathe as low as your hands are, sending your breath to the bottom lower corners of the lungs, nourishing yourself with fresh air and unwinding after a wonderful practice. Let's come out of this carefully, guiding one knee up to center, followed by the other, and then extending one leg out, followed by the next, to find our final pose together, Shavasana. Drape the hands down beside you, let the fingers curl in, the toes flop out. Close your eyes and fully find rest, relaxing each muscle in the body. Relax your jaw and your face. Imagine deepening your imprint on the mat, giving over and allowing the floor to support you. Shavasana is our final pose of rest, our conscious relaxation. Allow your mind to stay present by focusing on the breath. Slow, big inhales. Slow, complete exhales. As you lay here with your breath, your body will absorb all that you have done for it today. Give it the rest it deserves, and we'll stay here for a few moments in Shavasana together. The light in me sees the light in you. I offer my deepest My heart honors yours. Namaste.